Did you know that creating 10 brand new chats with a single message in ChatGPT or Claude burns less of your free quota than sending 10 messages inside one single chat? Same AI, same questions, but more usage from your free tier. And that's just one of the 10 tricks that I'm about to show you to stop hitting your free AI limits so fast. A few are settings hiding in your app right now, quietly burning through your quota. Let's get started. Okay, so the first one is the single big mistake everyone makes, and it completely changed how I use AI. When you keep chatting in the same conversation, every new message you send makes the AI reprocess everything above it, all the way back to your very first message. All of it, every single time. So if you're 30 messages deep and you ask something tiny, the AI is still loading up all the 30 previous messages plus your new question. That eats through your limits super fast. So, the rule of thumb, if you're switching topics or the AI doesn't actually need to know anything from earlier in the chat, just start a new conversation. You'll burn through way fewer tokens that way. Basically, tokens are the tiny chunks of text that make up everything you type and everything the AI writes back. That's what ChatGPT and Claude actually track under the hood, which is why staying in one giant chat is so expensive. Even if you send one tiny message at the bottom, the AI is still rereading every token above it, and all of that counts against your limit. It's natural human behavior to quickly pick the best AI model every single time in a chat, but you do not need the best Claude Opus or GPT 5.4 thinking for every single question. Those flagship models eat through your quota roughly 5 times faster than the lighter ones. 5 times. For most of the stuff like rewording an email or answering a quick factual question, haiku or sonnet is completely fine, even overkill sometimes. Opus and 5.4 thinking are much more advanced and unnecessary for simpler daily tasks. Like you wouldn't take a Ferrari out to grab milk from the corner store, would you? So just pick the faster, lower model for regular tasks, and trust me, they are more than enough. So my trick is I start with the smaller model, and if I'm not happy with what it gave me, then I escalate it. You save massive amount of quota this way. Every PDF, every image, and every document you upload sticks in context and gets processed on every single turn after that, not just the first one. So if you upload a 200-page PDF to ask one question, that whole PDF is being reread every time you send a follow-up question. You're paying for it over and over. On free plans, especially if it's a large image or attachment, it burns through my free usage super quickly. To work around this, just extract the section that you actually need and paste it in as a text. Or if it's a long document, just grab the 2 pages that matter and that's it. You will see how longer your free tier runway is now. This one caught me off guard. Both Claude and ChatGPT have memories now. If you ask it to remember something about you, it remembers and it can reference it back in some other conversation. You can actually see what it's remembering by simply asking it and seeing it in settings. The problem is, memory gets quietly injected into every single conversation, which means even for a random, unrelated question, it's loading up everything that it remembers about you. Your job, your projects, your preferences, and burning tokens to do it. If you don't actively need memory for what you're doing, just turn it off. You can see how much more conversations you can have in free tier. Here's another trick. Let's say you want memories, but maybe for this one conversation, you don't need it. Just go into incognito mode for one-offs. AI won't reference your memories in this mode. So way less usage than your regular ones. Try it out next time. Now, this tip ties to what gets injected into every chat that AI has to read. If you've set up custom instructions or a project with a system prompt, that whole thing gets attached to every message inside that project. Every single one. For example, here I have custom instructions in my settings in Claude. This by itself is like 500 words. So every chat starts with these 500 word instructions. And then my one message like, when's the next FIFA World Cup? You see, your question was just 6 words and instructions were 500 words. My suggestion would be trim them down, keep only the stuff that's genuinely reusable and necessary. My next tip might slightly contradict with my previous tip, but hear me out. Yes, instructions take up your quota too, but here's something most people forget. The AI's response counts too. And when it writes a giant multi-paragraph answer, all of that is burning tokens from your limit. So the one instruction that you need to have is say be concise, bullet points only, skip the intro and the recap, no confirmations, just the answer. After this instruction, my response comes back a third of the length, which means a third of the token cost. Web search, extended thinking, tool use, all of these add real tokens under the hood, even when you're not actively using them for a task. Think about it. You ask AI to read 5 web links. It has to read the whole website completely before responding for each question. The bad part is sometimes AI might invoke those skills even if it's not strictly relevant to your question. For example, if you're drafting an email and you don't need web search running, if you're asking a simple factual question, you definitely don't need extended thinking burning compute in the background. So go into your settings, check what's on, disable what you don't need, and this is the easiest win in this entire list. This one's a chef's kiss before you paste something in. Cut it down first. Got a long email that you want rewritten? Don't paste the whole thread, just one paragraph that you actually want fixed. Reading a long article and want a summary of one section? Copy only that section, not the whole page. Working from a Google Doc? Paste the 2 paragraphs that you're stuck on, not the entire draft. The AI doesn't need to know the whole novel to help you with one chapter. You do the filtering upfront and save a ton of quota in the process. When Claude gives you an artifact, a document, some code, an email draft, whatever, you don't have to ask it to rewrite the whole thing every time you want a small change. You can simply say, just update the pricing section, or only change the function that handles login, or just fix this one paragraph. Claude can do surgical edits, and it's way cheaper than regenerating everything from scratch. Small asks, targeted edits, your quota stays alive. And the last one, and honestly the most underrated, just go into your settings and look at the usage page. Both Claude and ChatGPT shows you exactly when your limits reset, how much you have used per model, and the whole breakdown. Most people never even open this page. Once you actually see where your quota is going, planning gets so much more easier. Big task coming up? Wait for the reset. Just need something quick? Use the lighter model. Takes 30 seconds to check and saves you hours of frustration. So those are the 10 tricks that I use every single day to stretch my free AI quota as far as humanly possible. Drop a comment and tell me which one was new to you. And if this saved you some quota today, hit subscribe. I've got a bunch more AI tips coming your way. See you in the next one. This is Sanjana. Bye-bye.